Hey, friends of grace. In our lectionary readings this week, we get this interesting story about the prophet Elijah. He had just done some miraculous things, angered this queen by getting all of her wicked prophets killed. She puts out a hit on his life. It's a whole dramatic thing. And in the midst of this, he flees, runs away under threat of assassination. And he prays this prayer of desperation to God, saying, Lord, things are bad. This is it. Better just to take my life here. Why make me suffer this anymore? Let's just get this over with. And in this kind of desperation and giving up, he falls asleep. And he's prodded awake by an angel who says, hey, it's time to get up, eat something. You're going to want to eat something. You'll feel better. And this nap and this food gives him the energy to take this arduous journey into the mountains, where then and only then does he hear from God, and they kind of have a heart-to-heart conversation. Maybe you've seen this story kind of going around. People get a lot of joy out of it, pointing out that sometimes in the normal ups and downs of life, when things seem really bad, maybe sometimes all we need is something to eat and a good nap. And oftentimes maybe that's true. Even in my own pastoral work, I tell people not to trust any decisions they make after 9 p.m. Sleeping on it seems a biblical advice to me. In today's world where things are so urgent and now, not everything has to be decided today. All the answers don't have to come from you when they are demanded. And sometimes taking some time, sleeping on it, letting it percolate, hearing from others is the best advice we can receive. Self-care is a more popular term nowadays, but taking care of oneself has always been a good idea. And it's not just pampering or being selfish, giving ourselves little treats, but it's doing what we need to do to be in a right state of mind and in a good position to be who we want to be, do what we need to do, and that's great advice. It strikes me that in this story, Elijah gets some self-care and he gets some guidance. You might call it some coaching. If you've been watching the Olympics, one of the things that's encouraging to me as someone who has coaches who direct and guide me in my own life is you can be the best athlete in the entire world, but you'll never outrun the need for a good coach. And so I hope you have people in your own life who have permission to guide you, speak truth to you in a loving relationship, both at your high moments and those moments where we're feeling not so much at our best. Those people are worth their weight in gold medals. Maybe it's this dynamic of life that kind of highlights for me that our mutual care in the church, taking care of one another, making sure we get what we need both physically and spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all of that is good work to which we are called. So in the midst of today's world, where you probably have a longer list of things to get done today than I do, and then the same thing coming tomorrow, may it be a comfort to you that you don't have to decide this alone. Sometimes it's okay to wait, and that sleeping on it is both biblical and prophetic in this way. And so in that spirit, I leave you with this blessing of Compline, which is, I pray that the Lord grant you a peaceful night and a perfect end, that awake we may watch with Christ, and asleep we may rest in peace. God's peace. See you around grace.